Hello and welcome to another Path of Excel 2 market analysis video. So first off, before we start with the video, I want to mention a system that is currently implemented on our Discord server first, where you can basically invest into a fund that will be managed by me and a few other people that know a lot about the Path of Excel 2 market. And you can simply invest and you will be part of the of all of the profit trading that we'll be doing without having to even lift a finger. And the only thing that's going to cost you is a 2% fee of the profit and a 3% of the total amount invested. So if you invest 100 divines and in a short period of time it's gone up to 120 divines, you will have made 15.6 divines and the rest is fees. These fees are to cover something like gold cost and the like. So check that out, join the Discord server, and there's going to be some information on it. In addition, there's also going to be another video later or tomorrow where I specifically advertise this system and I explain it in more detail. There's also something like a 24-hour free withdrawal fee, so you do not have to pay anything if you want to withdraw 24 hours after you have invested. So yeah, stay hyped for that and check it out in the Discord server. And let's get started with the video. So first off, investment in Path of Excel 2 is basically about looking at the market ratios between the most popular currency and then determining patterns and predicting which currency is going to rise in value and which is going to drop. And we do this mostly by seeing which currency is going to be undervalued. And to do that, we'll be looking at this Excel spreadsheet. It's going to be in the video description, though I recommend that you download it because otherwise you will not see these beautiful graphs and only the singular data points. And to get started with the analysis of these two graphs itself, this is basically the short-term development graph and this is the long-term development graph. And we want to look at the end right here and mostly at the currency that is on the top right here. And to do that now, we zoom in a bit and we see a few interesting developments. So first off, the mirror has breached the 100% line. So that means it's going to have a percentage increase in value time now, which is basically what you're looking for, right? You want whatever you're investing into increase in value. So go ahead and invest into the mirror if you can right now. It's going to rise in value. And there's a few other, if you cannot afford the mirror, there's a few other options for you. So that is, for example, the omen of sinistral annulment and the omen of sinistral erasure, if I can. Yes, I got it right here. So the omen of sinistral erasure and the omen of sinistral annulment, because these two omens are basically very important crafting omens and they will be needed for mirror tier crafting. And you can see right here that a lot of these currencies are kind of flattened out right now. This is because a lot of crafting teams or guilds are probably not crafting as much right now. So as soon as one big team decides to craft again, we're going to see a rise like this. And yeah, we can also back this up with the increase that we had in our investments ourselves. So this is basically my investment stash. This is currency that I don't touch. It's just for investments. And I simply type in the amounts that I have invested into the different currencies and I calculate what they are in divines and then I make the total amount that we got. So basically, if we look at the omen of sinistral annul and the omen of sinistral erasure, we can see both of these currencies for us have made us a few divines. We've gone from 36.76 to 40.7 and we've gone from 41.5 to 43.25. And yeah, so you can still hop on this train and you can still profit off of that. If you have listened to me a few days ago, you will already have made profit. And yeah, in addition, I want you to think about investing into the Chaos Orb, because what I like to do, I always like to keep a same amount % of my stash in Chaos and Divines. Because Divines, they are kinda a fluctuating currency. So if Divines rise in value, Chaos drop. And if Chaos rise in value, Divines drop. So whenever I want to shove around my investments, right? If I want to invest into something like omens, for example, I always take the currency of the two that has the higher value. So that basically means that I retain the best buying power, or the highest value buying power at all times. That is also, though, the reason why sometimes you see something like this. The total value has not changed, even though we've made profit everywhere except for the Chaos Orb. This is kind of misleading because the Chaos Orb and the Divine Orb are something that's steadily increasing, and the likelihood of this not having changed in 2 or 3 hours when the Chaos is back to 18 or 18.5 again, or the Divine has simply increased or basically followed the Chaos, right? In the so did the opposite of what the Chaos is doing and risen in value. Because these are not totally 100% synchronized, we get kind of faulty results in the total amount of stuff we made. Even though if you really look into detail right here, we haven't really lost anything, right? This 0.0 0.01 divine, maybe. But that is only indicative of the total value right now if we were to sell everything for divines, which we obviously wouldn't do because the chaos is undervalued right now. So yeah, I want you to consider that so you get the best bang for your buck. And I also want you to consider to maybe invest some currency into the Fracture Orb, because the Fracture Orb is still the second best performing currency inside the game. So we want to put some into that. I have around 10%, which you can see down here. And yeah, all in all, I cannot say that I will definitely not exchange any of these currencies in the next few hours, but I will say that most of this will stay the same, because I believe that because it's the weekend now, we will have some changes to the value of the Omen of Dextral Annulments. And you can see this right here. The Omen of you can see this right here and right here. The Omen of Dextral Annulment, it kind of always bounces off the 100% line. Sometimes it goes below, but a lot of times it bounces above the 100% line again, and it increases in value. Because that has happened a few times in the past, I might switch some currency to Dextral Annul. So check that out, and in the Discord server I'll be notifying you guys if I do that. And as always, if you have stayed until now, you're one of 5% according to the statistics that are staying until the end of the video. And for that, I want to thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye bye.